bottle trash, taking trips. Come back at 6, wake me and your child. And then won't lay today, make me wonder who you might have been playing with. Makes me wonder who you think.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification button so that you are aware when I post a video. I have officially decided that videos will be posted on Thursday of every week. Okay. And just fix my mic position because it's giving me trouble. Okay guys, welcome to ShaniqueFR. Of course, I am Shanique, and we're going to talk about my week, which was not really crazy, a tad bit triggering, and I'll tell y'all why I got triggered, this baby, because yeah. First of all, yes, new wig, new week. I'm so ready to get my hair done. I am so ready to get my hair done. It is absolutely crazy. I am doing horribly on my weight loss challenge, horribly on my diet and all that, but I keep going. So with that being said, Monday is a new week. Well, today is Sunday, but it's a new week. So I have to kill it this week. I have to stay on my good eating path because I really have for the vacation in July that I'm trying to be looking really, really good for. And in order to do that, I have to follow the program. I can't just work out. I actually got to work out and eat better. But I think I'm eating so horribly because I think my visitor that comes see me every month is coming, and she's not my favorite person. She's not my favorite person, and I don't really want her to come for the next 9 to 10 months. So do with that information what you may. Okay, but so I will definitely at the end of each video keep the question segment going, and I will keep the questions going and keep the momentum going because I like my perspective on things, and my perspective on things have helped me, and I've accomplished a lot with what I think and how I feel and what works for me. But I didn't think that people would be interested in what I think, but I was wrong. And that's okay. So what happened this week? So I'm gonna tell y'all everything that happened this week, and then I'll get to the reason why I was triggered a tad bit. This week, honestly, my daughter tried out for cheer Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. She did amazing. She showed me what she was doing, what they were learning, the techniques and stuff like that. And I basically just told her, like, look, make sure you make your voice echo, like speak loudly, make sure that you smile, and make sure that you kill it. So you made the cheer team.
I made the cheer team.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Are you excited? Oh.
Yes.
Oh, that's looking good. Yeah, I was like, dancing will look good. You must have been practicing. So you made what, the JV squad? Mm-hmm. And are you excited?
Yes.
You have to try it again for basketball? Mm-hmm. You think you're going to get it? Mm-hmm. Okay. And if you do not get it, it wasn't meant for you. That's my advice always to my children. If something don't happen, then it wasn't meant for you. It happened for you. But the only thing I don't like is I didn't get any footage of it because I tried to keep them in my vlogs, but out of my vlogs in the same sense, if that makes sense. I didn't even get like her reaction to it. I'm probably going to record her reaction and just insert her first time being like a cheerleader. She's cheered for her old middle school 1 year, and the next year I think they just were all over the place and she just wasn't feeling it, but she did enjoy cheering. So I am officially a cheer mom, which is crazy because next school year is my second son's last year of high school, and he's a football player. So I don't know how I'm gonna make this work. I really do not, but I'm going to make it work. I'm gonna make it work. I think that I'm gonna look at my daughter's schedule and his schedule and see, because she's going to travel. I don't think I'm going to travel to go see her. Well, I'm not going to travel to go see her. I'm not even going to say I don't think. I'm not going to go to her away games. So when hopefully her away games fall on home games for him, so I can still go see him, but I also can see her. So I got to split my time. I have to split my time. There's nothing else to it. Like, I have to split my time. My older daughter, sports on her thing. She's more of a club girl. She's in like 4 different clubs. She's in a club called HOSA. health science something. She's in National Honor Society and she's on student council. That's her thing. So I let her have her thing. But I'm super excited to be a cheer mom. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, I've been a football mom for 10 years because my son started playing when he was 7. He's almost 17 now. So I've been a football mom for 10 football season. So I kind of got that down pat, but really not really. What else happened this week? And in the words of my girl, yo, that's Erica, drink my water and mind my business is critical. It's essential. You can't do one, you got to do both. So that's my goal for myself this week. I am trying to get my life back to a space that revolves around me so that I can then revolve my life around them. And with that being said, what I will be doing starting May, I will start back my solo days, which every Saturday or Sunday, I would take myself to lunch. I would take myself to like a store and buy myself something. I did start a financial goal / reward system with myself. I will insert it. Well, no, I ain't gonna show y'all because yeah. So basically what I did was I did 10 financial goals that I want to hit by my birthday. And I always do everything for my birthday because my birthday is in December, which is basically the end of the year anyways. So I set 10 financial goals that I want to hit, and then I gave myself 10 presents. So I've hit 3 and I'm almost close to hitting the 4th one. And no lie to y'all, even if I didn't hit the 4th one, I still bought myself the present. So yeah, one of the things that was on there, and I'm gonna vlog, I'm gonna tell y'all all about it, is a colonic. I actually get my colonic on April the 18th. I am going to record the entire thing. The only thing I will not record is like the process, but I feel like I need that, and I'm actually gonna give myself 2 more before this year is out. So yeah, so I'm gonna do 3. So that's my new thing going into like, I don't want to say older because maybe I'm not old, but moving forward as I progress in life, I will be getting myself 3 colonics a year. So that's 1 every 4 months. I think that is key. I also, because I do suffer from a condition called IBS-C, which basically means like my nervous system has shocked my gastro system. So I have to start to implement different things to better, regulate my digestive system. One of those things is I have to increase my water intake. I am the worst at drinking water because I'm really not a person that gets thirsty a lot. I only get thirsty like, oh my God, I'm dying of thirst when it's, that time of the month. I would drink a gallon of water in a sitting. I really will because I'm just parched. But other than that, and that's only 3 days out of the entire 30-day span. Other than that, I really don't drink water like that. So I have to be better to my system so that my system will be better to me. And I want to create a space for myself that I am the priority. And I know, with certain people, I am the priority. Obviously, I am the priority with my husband. I'm the priority with my children to a certain aspect. But I have to make myself the priority for me because I have to take care of me so that I can take care of all these other things. I really didn't understand that until like a year ago. And the only reason I got sidetracked with my solo dates is because my kids had so much going on in the month of March and the end of February. I was, baby, yeah. And I can't even be like, my husband could have helped me. My husband was at work. Like, he was at work. And baby, ain't nothing wrong with a black man working. The man was at work. What was I supposed to do? He was at work. So, yeah. So, also, excuse me. Today is Sunday. I went to church today. Church was absolutely positively amazing. I have a goal for myself to go to church 3 to 4 times a month. If I make 3 times, but I'm doing good. But even when I don't physically go to church, I do log in and I listen to and I still write my notes and I cut off that time specifically for church because, okay, this is God's time, okay? So why I was triggered this week. For that same Mother's Day weekend, I felt like my space, meaning my home, was not respected by some particular people. And I feel like it's not okay to make plans for other people's home and or space, especially when you are a guest at certain people's home and or space. So if you're a guest in my home, okay, first of all, I'm a great hostess. I try to make sure anybody, whether you're spending the night or whether you're just visiting me, I try to make sure that you are extremely comfortable. Like, I make sure that I have my fridge fully stacked, and like I wash all the bedding, regardless of you're sleeping on my couch or in one of my kids' room. I personally clean the spaces that my guests use because, you're my guest. If you're a guest of mine, you can't make plans and preparations for somebody else. And you can't invite other people somewhere that you're invited. And common courtesy is due to a dog. My grandma always said that. Which means that if you plan on coming and staying to my house, you kind of got to let me know. Even if it's like a given, even if it's like not a second thought, even if, you know, for a fact that you can come and stay in my home. You know that. You still got to tell me. That makes sense? Like, you still have to tell me that you're going to be staying in my home when you're staying in my home. So when it was said to me, I kind of, and then on top of that, one of the person that you invited is bringing a pet, which I have a pet, but I feel like that's a bit much. So what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? So with that being said, um, I marinated on it. And I do this thing which I need to stop doing because I find it that I'm second guessing myself when I feel triggered or disrespected. I always want to self regulate just to make sure I'm not being overly sensitive or I'm not being over dramatic, because I can be both of those things. I'm extremely sensitive and I can be overly sensitive sometimes. So with that being said, I text two different people on two different ends of the spectrum. One is always on 100, one is always on a 0. And I was like, this is what's going on. This is a situation. And they both were like, no, 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 no. You not tripping. That's crazy. And no, if they're gonna do all that, then they need to get a hotel, which I don't think is that deep. You don't need to get a hotel, but you need to know that you cannot make plans for my house, which is so crazy because last week in therapy, we talked about boundaries. I have an issue with standing on my boundaries because I do this thing where if it's going to make you uncomfortable, I'll shrink and I'll eat it to make sure that you're comfortable in a situation. But to what disadvantage of myself am I offering this? Like, I'm making myself feel away in my house so that you guys are comfortable. Because if I had been asked, I would have said no, but I wasn't asked. I was kind of told. And baby, I just paid the rent here. Ain't nobody gave me no money but that man. That man is the only person that gave me money. I would not tell a lie. So how can you make a plan for this space? What are you doing? No. So I was extremely triggered by that, and I reached out to two people and I gave them the situation, and they both was like, no, you're not tripping. That's actually crazy. And no, check that. Let them know, no, this is not gonna happen. This is not gonna fly. We not gonna do this. So I didn't do it that way, but I did send a nice text and say, hey, for future references, the next time you want to do something like that, you need to clear it with me. This is not a hotel. This is my home that I pay for. I reached out to my dad. We actually had a phone conversation and it went really well. We weren't really talking about nothing. We were just talking about like my kids, my son, how things are going. He said something to me that really, stuck in my mind. He was like, "I'm just happy that you called me." I thought that was very nice. That was very, very nice because he he's trying. What can you do to a person that's trying? You can't kick a dog while they down. You can't like be all and a person is trying. Like, no, you can't do that. You have to extend grace because you want grace extended. Okay? That's it. That's all. You have to extend grace to people because you want people to extend you grace. That's it. And I'm working really hard because I didn't have a lot of grace to give. Let's be clear about that. But you have to extend grace because you want grace to be extended. And I'm trying my best as I get older to give people grace and to not make other people's issue my issue and to not make other people's problems my problem. I'm really in a space of understanding that my purpose may not align with my circle. That's my biggest issue right now is that there are people that I have loved to death, like you and me, us never part, my kidada, that I'll never speak to again because they don't align with my purpose. And sometimes I get into like this cycle of like, why? And honestly, when you think about it, does it really matter why? No, it don't. It does not matter. It does not matter why. Like why really does not matter. But it is what it is. So now this week I have all right, on to the questions. Okay, so this question says describe a time that you had to forgive someone that wasn't sorry. I'll never forget about those people that I said that I love to death, um, but I'll never speak to again. There was a situation when I had this friend, and I stopped doing this after this moment that had done something to me. We got into like a disagreement, and she stopped talking to me. I had to call her and say like, "Dang, you just gonna not talk to me?" And even after it came out of my mouth, I just knew instantly that this is not my type of person. Because how can you do something to me and I'm apologizing? What the heck I'm apologizing for? I'm the victim. Well, not victim, but you owe me an apology. Like, why am I saying sorry to you when you owe me a freaking apology and you should be apologizing to me for what you did to me? But yet and still, I'm apologizing to you. What the flip? And I just remember feeling this was well over like 7, 8 years ago. I just remember feeling not valued as a person, not even as a friend. I just felt like I was like the value, whatever my value was low in this relationship. And I also remember just feeling like I don't want to be the bigger person anymore. I don't want to apologize to people that aren't sorry for hurting me or causing me harm or, making me feel away. Like I'm not made of Teflon. I'm a human. I have feelings. I have emotions. I have all these things. So why should I be apologizing to you? And then when I apologized to her, she didn't even apologize back to me. She was just like, "Oh, yeah. Okay. Because, yeah, I understand. We're going to get through this. You, my sister." And I just remember thinking, like, that'll never happen again. And we never had another disagreement until years later. And I didn't let the fact that this is my friend stop me from expressing my feelings, saying how I felt, not going somewhere that I'm not welcome. I didn't let any of that stop me from saying exactly how I felt about the situation. And now we are no longer friends, but hey, it is what it is. What is one obstacle that you have to overcome that has made you a better person? Clapping back. Clapping back. Simple. First of all, I have been told by many people that my brain works faster than a normal person, which I kind of feel like is true because I can listen to you I can listen to you with the intention of listening to what you're saying, but my brain is already formulating a response. And a lot of times the response was not a positive response because I was so guarded and I was so on like defense that anytime somebody said something to me, instantly I'm ready to, we can go there because don't play with me. Like that's who I was as a person. But I had to get into a space where I realized that I don't need to fight every battle, and all comments do not deserve a response. And also, I have to take into consideration that sometimes when I say stuff, you'll know when I'm trying to hurt your feelings. Let me just say that. But sometimes when I say stuff that's not intended to hurt people's feelings, it can hurt people's feelings because of the response that you're getting. Because I'm never gonna tell you a lie. I'm always gonna tell you the truth. But sometimes that truth came with a punch when it probably should have came with a pillow. It's not. I mean, I've learned that you get better response when you give it with a pillow than a punch. Now the answer is still the answer, but you don't gotta. I don't have to say it as harsh. So not clapping back has been the best thing that I ever have done for myself, and it has put me in better spaces with a lot of people because you knew me then. I only have a certain crew that knew me prior to 2016. If you knew me prior to 2016, you've seen the growth. And everybody that has known me for that long has said like how much I have changed when as it pertains to that. Like I'm not trying to cut you down, but girl, don't play with me. Like I literally, and I still live in this space, and I am praying so hard on it. I literally am a person that I don't have arguments with people. I might get into a disagreement. A disagreement is you say something I disagree, I say something you disagree. I don't ever get into like a back and forth argument with a person because if I ever engage in an argument, I do not have an intention of moving forward with that person because I'm gonna go to hell in that argument. And I know that about myself, which is why, like, a lot of times I disengage because what's lower than hell? Because that's what I go. And it's a horrible, horrible trait to have, but that's just what it is. Like, I go to hell. I go to hell and I don't, and like if I engage in an argument, like a verbal altercation with you, I'm not going to apologize for it. I had the last argument that I had was when I started working at my job, 2020. I've been there 3 years. 2022, I started working at my job in January 2022. I had a argument with somebody via the phone that was a friend. I've never talked to that person again. Never, ever, never, ever. I have never uttered 2 words to that person ever again. I don't like, a lot of times if we're not getting along, I can muster up my courage to say, I'm sorry. But if I'm having an argument with you, I'm not sorry. And I unload the clip. I say everything that I want to say in that argument. I say everything. Everything. And now, is it right? No, it's not right. But just leave me alone. How about it? um, if an issue with the friend goes to social media, can you come back from it? No. No. I make it a point to not argue with people on social media that have my phone number, and I've had the same phone number since 2016. If you have my phone number, I would never argue with you on social media. And especially if I categorize you as a friend and you have my phone number and you go to social media and you say something real shady to me, baby, you might as well pick your plot and start digging. I do not forgive you. I mean, I forgive you because the forgiveness is for me, but I don't want to mess with you like that ever again, never, ever, never, ever in life. You don't have to worry about me. I pray for you. I wish you well. I pray you heal. That's all you get from me, baby, because at the end of the day, we should be better than that. As a friend, you should know to you should just not do that. If you're that frustrated with me, or that you feel like you want to voice a concern and or issue with me, call me, curse me out. Because people tend to think that I can take correction, I can take criticism, I can take you cussing me out, because I know it's not really me, it's really the situation. So get it off your chest. Don't make a Facebook post about it. Please, God, I am begging you. Especially if you are a person, because I'm this type of person. I'm private, but I'm transparent. I will, if I mess with you like that, meaning like if you got my cell phone number, I kind of sort of mess with you like that. And if you feel like I did something, you can text me, you can call me, you can send me a voice note cussing me out. We can rectify it. But if you make a Facebook status, it's no. Like that one friend that I just told y'all about, she had been sending shots all week on Facebook before I figured out she was talking about me. And when she did muster up the courage to call me, I had already made up in my mind, like, girl, what you want on your tombstone? I don't play like that. I don't play like that at all, period. There are not a lot of things that can get me pissed off and get me going. That is one of them. Because if you have my cell phone number, we're categorized as friends, and you then proceed to take your cellular device and take your fingers and make a status subliminally talking about me, baby, is everything all right at home? Because you couldn't think that we were going to come back from that. It'll never happen, sweetie. Okay, last question. So I lost my questions. Sorry. How, mm, why do you think there are so many broken households and families? Because there are so many broken people. And broken people only create brokenness. I think that honestly, from my experience, I was a broken person. I married a broken person. We just decided to work on that together and collectively understand that the lifestyle that we have, that we want to work. Oops, sorry. That we want to work on it and work for it, and we want to build something different. So I did my work. I'm still doing my work. He did his work. He's still doing his work. And I also think that as far as broken families are concerned, I have a blended family and we're not broken. When I think about broken families, I think about people not wanting to be in their children's lives because of their own personal gain. Like this situation is not going to benefit them, so um they don't want to. If y'all hear my husband in the background, I'm sorry. People don't want to be in situations that's not going to benefit them. Now, whether or not the situation that they're trying to get back into involves children is a whole different situation. Most of the time, it involves children. So you'll see, and it's a lot of times it's men. You will see fathers not be present in their kids' lives because they don't. Hold on, y'all. They don't have, they can't get the mom back. So because they can't get the mom back, they in turn stop being there for their children, thinking that it's going to hurt the mother, but it only hurts the children, which means that you're creating generational curses in your children by trying to get back at the mother. And I feel like there are so many broken homes and broken relationships. And I'm speaking from a mother's perspective now. When a man decides that he's not going to participate in his children's life, right? As a mother, me as a mother, I then would be like, when is the last time you saw or kept your child? And if my son told me why I didn't seen him in 3 weeks, why not? I can't uphold my child in his wrong, regardless of how bad you see. Okay, if the girl is making this bad for you, let's just go to court. We can go to court. We can go to mediation. We can get you on a parenting plan that by the court of law, she has to give you your child. I think that a lot of men, especially men that have moms, uphold them in their nonsense rather than calling them on their nonsense. And I think that for women as well, when they do wrong stuff, I don't think the moms are like saying you wrong for that. Perfect example. I have daughters and I have son. If my daughter said she ain't let her baby daddy see her baby because this, that, and the third, why not? I never stopped her dad from seeing you, regardless of what me and him had going on. I never stopped her dad from seeing you. Don't do that. Because at the end of the day, I want to stress this, and this is from like personal experience here. Children are smarter than we give them credit for. So we thinking that we're doing all this stuff and they don't know. They know. Trust me. They freaking know. They know. They get it. They understand it. And we can't imprint that type of pain on our kids. But they do it all the time. So that's it. So guys, I am at the end of this video. Join me next week for Shanique for Real. Bye.